Hi guys, this video is about the Florida driving test. It's also called the road test as far as I know. And why am I talking about my son or our son has been passing the driving test last week and he did it with an A grade. So yeah, he was quite good. Not perfect. He did make a few errors, and these things can be prevented easily. So this is the reason why I make this video, to help you to pass this thing easier, because actually it's not too difficult if you have a little bit of practice enough and experience. Usually Florida driving test is quite easy compared to other states or other countries. At least I know, and especially in Europe, they are much more difficult. So it's actually pretty easy, but you have to be prepared. So of course there are some obvious things which can be done really easily, which help you, like to be nice and friendly to the expert. And of course, what I would also recommend, to clean your car before you go there. That helps you even when, if there are no extra points for this, but maybe it prevents you to get some extra minus points. And of course you have to make sure that everything works on your car, like all the lights work properly, all the everything, and the gas is filled up, and all those things. This is basic. Most people would do this anyway, but I thought it's maybe good to mention this. And yeah, here when you're preparing this, there are a lot of information which you can get in the internet. I think one of the most important thing is the dmvflorida.org driving test, and you can get some information, and it covers most of the test. Actually, it tells you, yeah, here it says behind the wheel test. Um, yeah, here there are a few things which they will probably almost they will ask you to do almost uh, every time. It's like in these maneuvers have to be performed, I think, probably in all or in every driving test. So this is the turnabout. You have to do a 3-point turn. You can easily practice that. Yeah, based on the experience of my son, it was really narrow, so you have to make sure that you turn the wheel already while not driving. So of course for the tire it's better when you turn the wheel, or like the steering wheel, when you're driving. In this particular case, at the test, you should turn the wheel when the car is standing still, to save some extra space. So shifting cars, of course, not for every car. Shifting gears, not for every car. Parking, yeah, parking, that's a really difficult thing. I thought that would be easier, and I have made a small drawing. You can see it here how it was. So he had to enter this parking lot with, yeah, average size parking fields, and on the left side there were some dedicated fields, like two fields, two specific fields for the driving test. They were on the left side, not at the top end, but almost at the end. And they had two fields. One was really small, like this one, and they had a large one. Okay, and it was like with some poles or posts here and here. and also here and at the back. So the problem is they have two opportunities. They can either assign you to the large field or to the small field based on the car size. I don't know how they really distinguish that, but our son had to go with our minivan. I mean, minivan, it's a full-size van, and they assigned him to the small field, and which I think is really ridiculous. Sorry, I mean, after he passed the test, I was driving here, and I have a lot of experience. I have been driving for 30 years, and I drove all the way to the right side, and I tried to get in here with the steering wheel fully to the left side, and there was no possibility to get in without hitting this post here. No way, no way. It was so narrow. So obviously the only possibility was to go to the next parking field and back up here and go then straight in. That was the only possibility, and this is what luckily our son did. And the expert then said, yeah, that was actually a good decision, and but he got 5 points minus for this. And yeah, there was no other way to do that. So obviously if you go there with a van or minivan, you will be assigned to the small field, and you have no chance to get into the small field. That's ridiculous. Sorry guys. You have 30 points which you can use to make errors, and you already lose 5 points for something you have no possibility to avoid. So either you take a bigger car like a truck, then you probably will be assigned to the large field, and it shouldn't be too difficult to get in here, or you have to use a really small car like standard car and no van or something like this. So the worst thing you can do is go with a medium size car, then you will be assigned to the small field and you have no chance to get the point or no way to avoid this 5 points minus. So that's really bad parking, but it's a good thing to know. When you prepare to go there for the test, my suggestion is to go there maybe a couple of days before and start trying. I think it will be allowed to try as long as nobody's there with the expert. Just go there and try if you can get in, or if you can't get in, then you should arrange for another car to take, a smaller car or bigger car or something. Yeah, the next thing is stop quickly. You should be able to stop very quick from 20 miles, and I was a little bit scared that our son won't stop immediately, like he wouldn't push the brakes hard enough. Yeah, so but it was not a problem. It doesn't have to be so quick that you leave black marks on the road. It has to be just, yeah, like yeah, not an absolute emergency brake, but just fast. So it seems to be perfect. So backing up for 50 feet. Usually when we practice this with our son, it was no problem. He was really straight. Seems the expert was looking for a difficult area where it was really difficult to keep the car straight. I don't know what really happened. Yeah, so but he got some points deducted for being not fully straight. So stop signs, That's a thing. You will be expected to come to a complete stop and use your turn signals to indicate if you are turning, then you're expected to proceed into the intersection with only when it's safe, of course. Yeah, that's a little bit not a good description. I will show you later on. There are yeah, there's an expectation that you stop for 4 seconds actually, and they don't write it here on the dmvflorida.org. It's a little bit strange, but I show you the information later where you will find it. Signal turns, yeah, 100 feet before the intersection or the where you will turn, stay in the correct lane. So the thing is, yeah, here you also have the link to the full driver's manual. Of course, it's a good thing to look at everything. You can even download the thing, but most of the things actually, these are the most important things. They will ask or they will require to do these things probably for everyone. So because of that, it's here on the front page. So what, yeah, also regarding signal and turn, it's really important that you are really careful when turning or backing up. Move your head before you turn left, move your head to the left. Before you turn right, move your head to the right. If you're backing up, turn your head to the back, not use only your mirrors or camera. So they really appreciate that when you show them that you are really a careful driver and do not only care about you but also are looking for other people on the road. That will help you to get some extra points, or maybe, I mean, not extra points, but maybe prevent some minus points. I mean, our expert was really, yeah, it was really talking a lot how she liked that our son did look around, left, right, back, wherever. So this is really important. So what I have, I promised you to give you some extra information here. When we were there at the to register, when you make the appointment and you, let's say you are invited for 2 o'clock and you get there, yeah, I would say make sure you get there maybe half an hour before, so you have some extra time if you have to go to toilet or if you're stuck in traffic, because you can register there 15 minutes prior to your test, so you have still some spare time. And 15 minutes before, they give you 2 sheets of information. That's really important. I have this here. I've made a quick photo of this, so I hope it will help you a little bit. Unfortunately, it was mirroring a little bit. So, but here you see again what you have to have. But of course, when you're there 15 minutes before and you don't have your valid license and so on, then it's a problem. So yeah, it's better to look at these things now. So here it tells you everything. It's really similar than the thing here, but it is a little bit more detailed. I hope you can see everything. There's also the second page where I've made a picture too. Straight in parking. Here you see that with these poles. It's really narrow, so it can be done, but it's really narrow, so you have to be really careful and stop on a grade. Yet it's always they will probably ask you what you will do when it's on a grade, so you have to tell the expert in which direction you would steer. Of course, it's you have to turn the wheel towards the the road and not towards the curb when you stop there, because when the brake is loose and the car pulls back, it would go to the middle of the road with the front. So that you have to make sure that you give the right answer. Here again the normal things which I was telling you about, and hold on, there were some other things. Yeah, there was one thing that was really strange. So when our son was parked here, the expert started asking our son what he would have to do when he would leave if he left the car now. So he was just like making a best guess. He was saying, yeah, I would switch off the lights, I would of course put the brakes in and leave the car and lock the car. So I think that was what our son did, and he got a few points deducted, because what he forgot to tell is that he will turn or he will shut down the engine. So this is a very obvious thing. It's almost impossible to lock the car with the car still running. Nobody would do that, but the expert said it's required by the law to give the right answer, also to tell that you will shut down the engine. So yeah, that's good if you don't forget to tell. It's a little bit annoying, but yeah, even when it's obvious, you have to give the right answer and everything. So what, as a last tip from my side, yeah, let's see. Here we have for example, the Orlando area, and I've been looking for DMV Orlando, and it gave me some locations. Probably in most of them you will be able to pass or to do the driver's test. And yeah, the thing is, you have 5 tries. So if you pass the first time, no problem. But if you fail first time, you get another chance, and then another chance, and then up to 5 times you can try. And if you fail 5 times in a row, you have to wait for 1 year to start over again. So, but the problem is, if you fail, let's say you make an appointment here and you fail, and then you want to make another appointment to get the next try, usually there's a very long wait. So you probably have to wait for maybe 1 month till you get your next chance to yeah, pass the driver's test. And actually you are ready, you're prepared, you want to do it, you don't want to wait for 1 month. So what you can do, you can make an appointment here, let's say for Monday, here for Tuesday, here for Wednesday, here for Thursday, here for Friday, depending on how many tries you expect. But I mean, I would do maybe 2 yeah, 2 appointments, maybe 1 for the first and 1 for the second try, maybe 1 or 2 days later, so you don't have to wait for 1 month. And after that, when you pass the first test, you can cancel all the other appointment. At least in the area where we were, there was no problem to do that with multiple appointments, and of course not multiple in one location, like only which what I explained in different locations. And after that, cancel after passing the test, cancel all the other appointments, and no payment was due. So this is my unofficial recommendation. I mean, the whole thing is just based on my experience. I'm not a professional driving teacher or something like this. This is just my personal opinion, and I was just trying to help you if you are in the situation just short time before you have to pass the test. Maybe it helps you a little bit. Overall, I think it's not too difficult. Our son was not too bad driver, but he was not an expert, definitely not, and I was a little bit scared if he really would pass the test, but he did it maybe with, I think he was deducted 13 points out of possible 30 points. So the expert was telling he was actually still passing with an A grade. So really good. So don't be scared too much, be friendly, do what the expert tells you to do, take your time, don't be in a rush, and then hopefully you will able to pass the test. So I hope I was able to help you a little bit with that. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.